Due to the sensitive nature of the topic in this video, ratings have been disabled and comments are on moderation. The content in this program are the thoughts of the host and RJRTV and do not reflect any biased opinions of the persons, places and events mentioned.
A simple fact. When you watch things like the cricket and either Australia or England loses the game, you are going to get it rubbed in. That's fine, but what about people who overstep the marker? Hey folks, Francesca here in our final episode before the live broadcast. On this edition, we risk it and go into the underbelly world of fanboys and their little games. Hi, Francesca here. Here's the catch. What they don't tell you is this, and do they have to plug them every single ad break per day, the same old scam. I'd rather have a $5,000 phone bill, such as using the device more than his speakers. We discussed a lot of things that push the limits, but this takes the cake. Fanboys, whenever they make you laugh or make you puke, simply mean in many people's eyes that they are there to cause trouble. Not everyone, but a few who don't know the meaning of get over it or let it go. Fanboy and fangirl are terms used to describe a person who is highly devoted and biased in opinion towards a subject, event, hobby, brand, or person, and we will get to that person's subject later. But let's go into it. Sports events can be used as one example. At the moment, the Ashes series is on for you cricket fans. Between Australia and England, this hotly contested series brings out the best in everyone. But you can expect a bit of having the result rubbed into your face. That's fine, it's natural, but there are some that overstep the line. I'm not naming who's being do it, but at times, they can deliver some nasty stuff like insults, your team sucks comments, and even can get physical. Again, it's not everyone. But it can have a devastating effect on the person, including mood swings, increased aggression, and eventually leading to the worst-case scenario. But it's not confined to the sporting world. Other examples include Intel versus AMD, Mac versus PC, and a whole lot more. And if you have been really rubbed in, you will tend to write and deny about it. It's not just sporting events fanboys and fangirls prey on, it's also the online world. YouTube, as I said before, has had many fanboy wars, flame wars, trolls and hacking over the years, but one war stands out in the gaming community. The 2007/2008 AVGN versus why the person does not want to be identified in face, name or voice, but is often regarded as the biggest.
Unfortunately folks, the segment that you were supposed to see contained a little bit too much info, so in the words of Whirlpool Broadband Forums, pointless.
The war centered around two game reviewers, James Rolfe, or the Angry Video Game Nerd /AVGN. There has been debate in the community who came first, the nerd or the. I'm going to go into that, because this is not a game review program, but a neutral, and not biased commentary on the war. Things started getting heated up between the fans of both shows, eventually leading to a boilover which caught one independent reviewer in the crossfire. Marcus, aka Armake21, Nicotine Alien and now Boxed Entertainment 21, was the subject of wrath. An infamous rant on the drew unwanted attention, but settled the point. Unfortunately, that rant was removed after 24 hours due to a terms of service violation. Armake's fans were outraged and proceeded to take the fight further. The result? Fans started to troll, fame and hack into people's accounts who supported the AVGN and Armake. Then the other side did the same thing. It isn't known how many accounts were lost in the war, but it left a stain on the game review genre for life. It still continues today, but it's not as worse. So is it a case of fanboyism gone too far? Well, as I said, we are providing a neutral opinion. We aren't biased towards one of the two. But in all honest opinion, fanboys who do this need to get a life and stop. But what if you're the subject of the fanboys? As usual, I offer some tips, so here we go. 1. Ignorance is best. Fighting back against the fanboys seems like a great idea, but it can cause damage quick. It's simple, ignore them. Ignorance seems to work, as in the age-old words of bullying, if you don't respond, they will eventually grow tired and go and pick on someone else. So ignore if possible. 2. Play your cards right. Fanboys, particularly those who like to create ghost accounts and hack into accounts, seem to work on this model at times. So remember, choose a strong password, 12 to 15 characters, a mixture of upper and lowercase letters and numbers. Make it hard for them to guess. And for ghost accounts, block them and, if they persist, report them. 3. Don't let it get to you. There is nothing worse than worrying sick about the war when you're off YouTube or any site. It will get worse if you keep worrying about it. To take your mind off it, participate in an activity, hobby, or sport of your choice. That way you won't be so stressed from the problem. It works too. 4. Don't start flame or troll wars. Do not provoke them. Fanboys like to prey on those who step in to help, so avoid it at all costs. Remember the age-old saying of don't feed the trolls. And finally, 5. Outlay your options. Closing your account is the last thing you want to do. But there are features on your account and your videos, like controls on ratings, comments and even channel comments. Use these to your advantage. Well, now we wait and see if they bite. Just kidding. Anyway, that's all for this episode. And this episode is the last one before our live season final. On August 21st, it's the season final of Francesca's Wall. We will finally cover the topic that is a thorn in the side of YouTube users' sides. It's the world of stripped audio, legal threats and outrage, Warner Music Group. And it's only on one place that you can see it uncensored, uncut and all legal. Live on Ustream.tv. And you can join in the fun and interact with me and RJ. Simply RSVP your spot by clicking on the link in the description bar. If you want to simply watch the show, that's fine with us. Also, there will be a chance to ask your questions at RJ if there is enough interest at the end. A Q&A session will be held at the end of the broadcast, giving you the chance to talk and ask questions. Also check out our preview at our show page at rjrtv.jimdo.com. There you can find event preview info, links and a video stream. Also, the site is home to our show page, where you can find show notes, resource info, a wall to vent your frustrations and even watch past episodes. And also we are taking topic suggestions for Series 2. So until the 21st of August, live on Ustream. Remember what I always say, steer clear of anything that looks fishy. Case in point, the 2003 Rugby World Cup, Union not League, was held in Australia. In the final, Australia's hearts were broken after Johnny Wilkinson dropped Gael to give England the cup. But what happened afterwards was interesting. Eddie Jones, then coach of Australia, eventually lost his job over the loss and the Aussies got it rubbed into them so bad it wasn't funny. I wonder how many got arrested because of it. But at that time, some of the Aussie fans were ready to belt the crap at the Pommies. It was that bad. But during that time RJ was in high school in year 11 going on to his higher school certificate year, and during his English course, was given assignment of write a program for a sporting event or special event. Well, that came a program for a revenge rematch where the Cook Cup and the World Cup were on the line, and in that program, was an article on Eddie Jones on how he handled the loss. Minding you, this was all fictional. It had him blowing up at fans, teammates and even eventually the RU sending him for treatment including electroshock treatment, dosed up on meds, and forced to talk about his problem. Eventually a few years later, Eddie Jones got revenge, but with South Africa, and finally got the cup. What goes around comes around.